To do the next Instagram um, learning module for my class on digital marketing strategy or marketing strategy in general. We're going to take a look at Instagram metrics and analytics. Let's take a look at what happens once you get 100 followers. At least I think it's about 100. You're allowed to have access to Business Insights, which is located right here where it says Insights on the left there. Here's an example with a small account that I had that I'm just starting to build. So it's not like numbers that are out of this world, but it'll give you an idea of what's available to you. The reach here is listed, and it shows you how well you're doing throughout the last week. They generally don't show you much more than that, but you do get an idea of how well you've been doing. And here we've done better by 1,824 people that have seen our posts in the last week than we did the week before. And impressions are just people that may have seen it. Reach may be more like people stopped and took a look at it, right? So these are great because it gives you an idea of how well you're doing, and you can create metrics for this. Here you'll see growth. Here I only did one post last week. One person followed us in that time period, but it shows you how well that does. And again, we're just starting out, so I don't want to make it look like I know everything. It's hard work. You've got to keep it up with it, and over time, this has gotten a lot better since these screenshots were made. It gives you an idea of top locations. Santa Barbara, it makes sense because this is a Santa Barbara based business, but it also has a couple other cities where people might have been checking in. And then age range I find really important because you can see what the typical age is. If my typical age of viewer is 25 to 34, which it clearly states here, that's an interesting fact for me because the content I make for Instagram and maybe even in my advertising might need to match that age group, right? Because maybe they're more millennial or more Gen Z, depending on the age, and you might want to change your content model or your strategy and tactics for that content that you're making based on who is looking at it, right? And then gender, of course, is important. A few more women are looking at this Instagram profile, and that's great. And that gives you more information about what you might want to do around content that might match both age and gender. Here you can get down to what happens with the actual posts, right? So here I have a thing called hashtag 12-step Tuesday, where we talk about the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And here we have step 7, and we got uh, 50 times where we got either a like or someone engaged with us, right? And then we have a couple other ones here where the different posts. This one was on marijuana smoking, and this one was about just a feel-good post about a guy that was skateboarding. But we can see what kind of posts and stories are doing well on our site, on our Instagram page, and go from there and either make more of them or make decisions based on that, right? So here on the right, you can see on the individual post, you can hit View Insights once you have the Business Insights tool. And you can see how many people liked it, how many people commented, how many people shared it, and the reach, which was 50. That's what that number represented. And that is it. At this point in the quarter, you want to take a look at your marketing plan that we're working on for the final project. And this here is an outline of a typical marketing plan that you could do. And my biggest advice is to go really super specific. And for instance, the reason why I put this at the end was that if you were going to optimize and refresh an Instagram profile, that would be a perfect place to put it in the marketing plan. Talk about a situational analysis where you talk about the types of people that might be using Instagram and how your business might do on there, and create your goals, strategy, and value based on Instagram as the context for which you make the plan. And that's the goal of that final project.